worked out well for Lever doing it. We then went on to that Indian series, and this is the problem you always get then with a three-match series. I think we would definitely have won a match that finished in a draw at Lord's when it was rained off at tea time on the last day. We then went to Old Trafford, completely outplayed India, left them 400 and plenty to get, and we didn't bowl a ball on the last day. We then go back down to the Oval, in which we had a good lead on the first innings, but then Chandrasekhar had one of those marvellous matches and took 6 for 30 odd, and we had to get them out for about 170 on the last day. Unfortunately, we got 6 or 7 of them out, but couldn't quite get them out. And India managed to win their first series in England.
Well, we're going to have a look at a sequence from those 3 matches, England-India. And the first game is at Lord's. India needed 183 to win. It's the 4th innings of the game, 8 for no wicket. And it's John Snow bowling to Mankad.
And that's it. It's the first wicket down. Mankad out, caught not, bowled Snow for 5. So early breakthrough there by John Snow. First Indian wicket falling with a total at 8. Well, that's got through, fairly fortunate for 4 runs. And he seemed from here to be a long way from that one once again. So Price again. Good shot, good firm straight drive. One before D'Oliveira should cut that off, but there should be 3 runs here to Gavaskar. So an extra fieldsman away from the bat now. Skipper Illingworth coming out of his 3rd slip position, dropping himself in at cover point. And that's going to be out. So a short ball there from Price. Waddicker going for the hook, but succeeding only in presenting Jeff Boycott with a very dolly catch at mid-wicket. Far too high up on the bat, he caught that. It's clipped away by the little Gavaskar. 2 more runs. And a misfield, giving him a 3rd.
Well, that was a real John Snow misfield. When he misfields it, he looks as though it doesn't matter at all. He took a long time about picking it up again.
Engineers clip that away. It's going to be 4 runs this time. In the air. Not too far away from Luckhurst at mid-wicket.
And Engineer has got after Gifford and has hit him against the turn to wide long on for 4 robust runs. So the 50 comes up. 52 for 2. In Test match terms, they're going like a dose of salt. That's a nice little chop down to 3rd man. Illingworth chasing it. Engineer is coming back for a 3rd.
I think Engineer is in fact fairly sound, but his young partner, Gavaskar, only 21 years of age, probably hasn't been in such a exciting situation as this. India 66, chasing 183.
Again, with that facility of his on the leg stump, it looks like 4 runs down the hill. It is. So a really spirited race for the runs here by India, trying to beat England for the first time in this country. What a fine shot. Down the wicket. Lofted it a bit, but right off the meat of the bat. Encouragement there from Engineer, who really enjoyed the stroke.
Yes, we haven't seen many of those. Nipped down there, very neat on his feet.
Another fine shot, it's 4 straight. This is really a most challenging piece of cricket. That's a magnificent shot off the back foot. 4 runs past Boycott. A thrilling piece of cricket. 4 more to Gavaskar, and the Indian target now is less than 100. 85 for 2, 36 to Gavaskar, moving ahead of his partner, and India have the winning of this match now, beyond a doubt, provided it doesn't rain. He's out, stumped. Gifford has got engineer stumped. And they're applauding for a catch, but the batsman is staying there, and the umpire has given him out. And little Vishy has been given out by umpire David Constant.
And he's bowled him. Not really a very good shot from Saadi's side. I think he probably felt he had to try and get on with it. Moved away to give himself some room and try and find a gap on the offside. The ball going straight on.
Gavaskar was next out for 53. Court Edrich bowled Gifford. India 114 for 6.
So Abid Ali to resume his battle with Illingworth. And that's the end of Abid Ali. He went for the first really aggressive shot he's made. He's been caught by John Snow at mid-wicket. So a second wicket to Illingworth, 135 for 7. So whether Venkat is now feeling the few drops of rain which are falling here, nothing very much at the moment, certainly not enough to interrupt play. No doubt what will be going through his mind in that case. They've asked him to catch it, he's thrown it up in the air, and he's been given out. Caught by Hutton off Gifford's bowling, and the 4th wicket for Norman Gifford, and 142 for 8, the Indian position.
England just denied victory in that match at Lord's, and then at Old Trafford, a real thriller once again. It was 116 for 5 when Ray Illingworth came out to bat. England, if not deep in trouble, certainly looking down the barrel.
That's a half chance. Left-handed chance to slip. Illingworth is going to bring him 4 runs. Indian captain won't be too happy about that. Stop short, beautifully hooked by Illingworth. Just clearing the ropes, just by about a couple of feet. A beautifully timed hook shot there by Ray Illingworth. It was a bad ball, got exactly what it deserved. Illingworth on 49, then just one away from 50. He's going to receive again from Solka. Oh, and he's getting his 50. Luckily a 4 off the edge, going smack between these two slips. Catchable height, no chance. So Illingworth moving on to 53. Beaten mid off, good shot off the back foot before runs.
That's a good shot. Very firm blow. It'll be cut off, will it? Yes. Nicely picked up by Chandra. That was worth 4 and Illingworth got 2. That's 100. A different story from 41 for 4. 100 then for the 8th wicket. Chandra's only had 2 overs today. A friendly ball, and Illingworth giving it the full treatment. First bounce over the rope at wide long on. Another long hop deposited square. 4 more, 87. There it is. So Peter Lever, much to the local joy, has reached 50 in 2 hours and 3/4.
Well, that's off the top edge, I would think. And it's coming for 4 runs. Yes. That's the 150 partnership.
Ray Illingworth, 99, 20 more than his previous best of the year. And Abid Ali, and that's it. It's through the covers for a couple, chased by Mankad. Illingworth's 100, the second Test match 100 of his career. He made 113 against the West Indies in 1969. Very restrained, but never in difficulty last night. 27 in 2 1/4 hours. And 74 today, a really hearty piece of batsmanship with some thumping shots on the offside. And the stand now, this record stand worth 160 with Peter Lever.
Asking for a catch, he's given out. Yes, chipped down, and it was a smart slip catch there off the bowling of Venkat. And Illingworth out for 107. So Gavaskar taking his 3rd catch of the innings. He's had to wait a very long time for that. A great performance, this by Raymond Illingworth. England still in a good deal of trouble when he came in, but he's mastered this Indian attack. He's progressed, he's played some handsome shots throughout the morning's cricket. Very worthy of this ovation he's getting from the members at Old Trafford.
That's a great partnership between Raymond Illingworth and Peter Lever. 168. A record for England-India Test matches for either side, and Peter Lever, 88, to go with your 107, Ray.
Yes, it was nice to make my second Test 100, and I say we really were struggling a bit. I mean, Abid Ali had got a few wickets early on with the seam up, and we really got into trouble, but Peter played exceptionally well that day, and say a record partnership, it really took us to safety from there on.
He was an interesting bowler, Abid Ali, no pace at all, but he just wobbled it around a bit.
Well, I think that was the thing, you know, you play against like the real quick bowlers, and suddenly somebody like him comes on who does wobble it around, and it swung a bit at Old Trafford, and he picked up a few quick wickets.
Well, that was 2 Test matches against India, and real thrillers they were as well. Now the Oval, where It looked as though the ball would turn, and the Indians had all the spinners. Well, perhaps not all of them, Raymond, but enough.
Yes, it was a good wicket. We got a big 300 in the first innings and a nice lead, and we looked to be in a pretty safe position. But then, of course, Chandra got 6 for 30 odd. I think it was those days everything went right for him. 2 of us hauled out of full tosses, and eventually they needed about 170 to win, which they just managed to do. It was a very, very good last day, and if I'd had a bit more courage and bowled Brian Luckhurst just that little bit earlier in place of Derek Underwood, we might still have scraped home.
Lucky, but lucky you'd like to have a look at this video, I tell you, when his captain says he should have been on. But we're going to join it now at 114 for 2. Ray Illingworth is the bowler.
Almost bowled him, and it turned. Pushing forward, and the leg stump knocked out. Sardesai bowled by an off-spinner from Ray Illingworth. And so it's not to be a 100 partnership. The 3rd wicket down, and Sardesai out for 54. And playing over it, and he's played on, off the bottom edge. I think that came off the bat, onto the leg stump.
Yes, I'm sure it came off the bat. Unfortunately for Vishy, he moved up the wicket, and by doing so, he made the ball into a Yorker.
And that is out, caught by Hutton at slip. Wadekar is out for 48. Ball reaching Hutton off Alan Knott's gloves. So that's a 3rd wicket for Ray Illingworth. A 3rd wicket in his 14th over, and the splendid figures of 3 for 18. Off the edge, and it's caught, beautifully caught at 2nd slip by Fletcher. What a lovely catch. So D'Oliveira has done the trick again as a change bowler. It's not to be the 100 partnership. That really was a beauty by Fletcher.
It's a good ball. He bowled him out through the gate. That's always the danger, of course. One pitch right on the spot, exactly where it should be. See again this gap, Ted, between bat and pad.
Yes, absolute sucker punch this. I don't know what Abid Ali was doing. I have a feeling that Underwood's test performances are being sort of mucked about a little by a lot of people offering advice as to how he should bowl. I've told him to bowl slower, and to me his changes of pace now are nothing like so subtle as they used to be.
Well, he's got his first wicket. Venkat given out LBW, so that ball must have straightened. Venkat looking to hit it away on the onside. The 9th wicket falling at 284, and Underwood's first wicket in Test match cricket this year. That swung high, it's going to be a catch. D'Oliveira moving in to take it and making no mistake. So the Indians all out. Bedi caught D'Oliveira, bowled Illingworth for 2.
We join play now in England's 2nd innings. It's 24 for 1. The one man out is John Jameson, very unluckily run out at the bowler's end by deflection from Chandrasekhar. Here now is John Edridge facing the same bowler.
Oh! Middle and off. So here we were a few minutes ago saying that England were establishing a comfortable base, and John Edridge now.
It looks as if he's playing this ball on the onside, or round the corner in fact. Playing inside it. Well, this is an uncomfortable period for Ricky Fletcher. Just 3 balls to go before lunch.
He's gone. Bat and pad. Caught by Solkar. What an over from Chandra. That must be lunch. What a remarkable game this cricket is. 3 wickets gone in a flash, and India riding high. So Chandra coming in from the Vauxhall end, and Fletcher just nudging forward there. And it must have been a deflection off the inside edge of the bat onto the pad, and there goes Solkar to take a nice low catch.
Well, it's gone up in the air and it should be a catch. And very easily and comfortably taken by substitute fieldsman Jayantial. Never in any trouble at all. But trouble now for England with Basil D'Oliveira falling with a score at 49. Looking to hit Venkat over the top, bowling without anybody on the fence, but much too high. And he's out, he's caught back pad, a fine catch. Alan Nod is out, Solkar's done it again, diving in from that forward short leg position. And Alan Nod, no hesitancy at all there, didn't wait for an umpire's decision or a bowler's appeal, he walked straight out. So still these 3 short legs hovering just a few yards away from Illingworth, silly mid-off. And he's caught and bowled. Full toss, driven straight back at Chandrasekhar. We were completely blinded initially with Illingworth between the ball, but we can see it again. Chandrasekhar, full toss. He delivered straight back at him. So his 3rd wicket.
Oh, what a good catch. Venkat at slip, and look at Chandra. What a day for India.
Short of a length outside the off stump, and Brian Luckhurst cutting the ball, and then you see this really magnificent catch because it goes so quickly.
Caught and bowled. Just as the England captain went, so now John Snow. Caught and bowled, chipping the half volley straight back. 2 wickets in the over, and the second, this is how it happened.
Similar to Ray Illingworth's dismissal, driving the half volley uppishly straight back to Chandra.
He's hit it away uppishly, and it could be out. He's caught. Underwood is caught by Mankad. A nice running catch. He had about 10 yards, 15 yards to run in. Took it very well indeed.
Now you'll see the Underwood hoik round to square leg, and Mankad running in a long distance, catching it very low down. It really was a first-class catch.
Chandrasekhar being brought back for number 11, John Price. So the English overall lead 172 as Chandrasekhar comes into Price. And he's out, LBW.
Unfortunately, then India only wanted 170 or so to win, which they managed to just scrape home. It was a very good tight finish. But it was India's first win in England, and I'm sure somebody got some enjoyment out of it anyway.
6 for 38 from 18.1 overs for Chandrasekhar. Wickets also for Bedi and Venkat. Well, that win for India by 4 wickets over England was a far cry from the euphoria there was in England and in the England team when they regained the Ashes from Australia about a year before, and that was after a spell of 12 years in the wilderness. Raymond, that must have been very nice.
Yes, I think there's a lot of highlights in my career. First game for Yorkshire, Yorkshire cap, first Yorkshire Championship, successes at Leicester, but without doubt the highlight, I think, is a 6-month tour of Australia. Hard work, but winning out there at the finish.
And that was hard work because you had 7 test matches.
Yes, and they were all pushed into the last month or two, which meant we were playing 5 in 6 weeks, which meant if you did get an injury, which we eventually did get with John Snow and Jeff Boycott both being injured, we were going to be short of players with nobody to bring in extra. So really it was a tremendous triumph for all the players.
And talking of injuries, you had Snowy injured in that last test match as well.
Yes, he ran into the fence, got his hand caught in the fence, broke a finger. Jeff Boycott had broke his arm. Graham McKenzie hit him, of all people, in the one-day match we played at Sydney. So we were 2 of our star players missing, and so it was a tremendous win.
Let's have a look at some of the highlights of that game. Australia needed 223 to win. Ken Eastwood, who only played the 1 test match for Australia, is taking strike now to John Snow.
Bowled him. Played right over the top, and Eastwood bowled Snow, no score. Australia 1 for none. He completely yorked himself, and Snow has staged a great breakthrough for Australia. Eastwood out for a duck.
Let's have a look at it again. He tries to turn it round on the leg side. And you saw how he was going to turn that down to fine leg. Ian Chappell comes in his accustomed position at number 3, and he comes in to face the usual crisis.
Lever running in to bowl to Stackpole. Where's that going? Is it a catch? Underneath it is Snow, and he may get it. It's over his head. It could be 6. That's a 6.
And Snow's injured himself.
Hurt his hand. Snow has hurt his hand. Now, let's see what happens here. Illingworth coming down to see Snow. Let's watch that again. We'll just have a look at that in a moment. But Snow is leaving the field.
In comes Lever, and you'll see Stackpole go for the hook underneath it, skying it high. Snow runs in expecting to get underneath it, but he has to go back again. And he's run into the fence with his hands, as you can see. And you saw him reel back from the fence, clutching his hand.
D'Oliveira to Chappell. Could be 4. Being chased by Underwood. Chappell coming back for his second run, but it's flying into the fence. It actually gathered speed, and it's 4 runs to Ian Chappell. Takes him on to 6. Stackpole 13. There's a appeal for caught behind. Not out, says umpire Rowan. Chappell looking round, I'd say, indicates that, I should say, Stackpole looking round at the players, indicating that he didn't hit it. And it's Lever bowling to Ian Chappell. There's an appeal for caught behind, and he's out. Chappell is out. Caught not, bowled Lever for 6. Australia 2 for 22.
Well, the second time was lucky for Peter Lever. Chappell turning round to play chest on, as he so often does, playing a little bit to the leg side, the ball moving away from him. The problem that England now faces is quite simple. Can their bowlers swing this game without the help of John Snow?
Willis to Stackpole. And that's down through the mid-off area. Well timed. It's come racing out towards the boundary. It won't be 4. It's Luckhurst may just get to this. They've taken 2 and they're turning for 3. Stackpole on top of that one, but there's a man out there. Might beat him, might beat Underwood. It's going to be close. 4 runs. Oh, cheers for Stackpole. That was, I think, the best shot played. There it goes. That's the shot way out and long on back. Maybe 6. It's a tremendous hit. 6 runs. Well, that's the second 6 for Stackpole. That was a mighty shot. D'Oliveira to Stackpole. And there it goes. It's a no ball. Out to the boundary for 4 it goes. It's way sailing out there. Yes, into the fence on about the... Looked like to be about the first bounce. Lost sight of it for a moment in the air. But Stackpole to 40 and Australia's 50 coming up. Australia 2 for 51 and Stackpole 40 out of 51. That's Hampshire, or rather that's Shuttleworth, the substitute fieldsman for John Snow. Australia's 50 coming up in 78 minutes. And down a fine leg, it should be 4 again. Not a good shot, it came off the edge of the bat, but down to the boundary for 4, and Stackpole goes up to 44. Stackpole so far 3 4s and 2 6s. Where's that going? It's out towards D'Oliveira and he won't get to it. All wide of him. 4 runs to Stackpole. 2 men in the outfield, but Stackpole goes up to 49 and he has the confidence to play that ball, that stroke, the lofted drive. There may be some tactical plan here by the Australian batsman for Redpath to hold up the end and allow Stackpole to do the scoring. At least it appears that way, with Redpath only 14 out of 49 in the partnership. Is he caught? Yes, he's out. Redpath caught Hampshire. A very good catch indeed. Bowled Illingworth for 14. Stackpole not out, 49. Australia 3 for 71. Illingworth has 1 for 7 from the far end. Willis to Stackpole. And down to the third man, that's D'Oliveira, and that's the 50 to Stackpole. Willis to Stackpole. And Stackpole knows what to do. Where's it going? It's out towards the boundary. They've taken 1, coming back for the second. Wasn't well hit, but sufficient to get 2 runs. Quite safe on the onside. There were hardly any fieldsmen there at all. And Stackpole goes to 52. Walters 1, 3 for 75. The medical report on John Snow is a compound dislocation of the little finger of the right hand. It will cause an operation that will be performed tonight.
Yes, that's a very nasty injury. I believe that the fractured bone was sticking out of the little finger when he was taken away, so that just gives you an indication of how grave the injury was. Very painful indeed.
Willis to Stackpole. And that's one that Stackpole enjoys. It's going up towards the boundary. 4 runs. Stackpole 56. Walters 1, 3 for 79. Last ball of this over from Willis. Where's that going? Is it out to the boundary? Who's there?
Out.
Caught. Caught by D'Oliveira. Walters. Caught D'Oliveira. Bowled Willis for 1. Stackpole not out, 59. Australia 4 for 82. Willis has 1 for 28. Let's see it again on the action replay. Frank Tyson.
Well, look at this shot. It isn't a very good shot, is it? Underneath it, up it goes, and D'Oliveira was right inside the boundary, right for that specific purpose. A very poor shot indeed from Doug Walters, I felt that. He's set a very good field, a ring of cover fieldsmen, as you saw. He's got this mid-wicket there, Edrich, and a mid-on for the single. He's also got 2 men out for the lofted drive. A very intelligent field, I think. Ooh, that was very close indeed.
Must have been close. If anything, probably Frank might have missed the leg stump. It did spin, but it must have been close.
Oh, that's it.
That's 4 runs. What a beautifully timed shot from Stackpole. When he hits a 4, they really go into that fence very, very hard. So Stackpole now 63. Quite incredible. He's 63 out of a total of 88.
Appealed to court, and he's bowled. He's bowled. Well, that bowled him round his legs, so Stackpole is out. There's trouble for Australia. Stackpole bowled Underwood for 67. Greg Chappell not out 6. Australia 5 for 96, and Illingworth has 2 for 13.
Bowled him. Marsh hitting right across that one, and he is out. Bowled Underwood for 16. Australia 6 for 131.
And the relief is universal. You can see it. Let's have a look at that again and see how Marsh hits right across it and right over it. A quicker one from Underwood, I feel.
Where's that going? It's over the head of the mid-offer. Well played. 4 runs. Chappell 29, O'Keefe 1, 6 for 141, and that takes it down to 82, and Greg Chappell measured aggression.
This, of course, would be a great victory if England managed to pull it off, because they've been deprived of 2 of their stalwarts in batting and bowling in the persons of Boycott and John Snow.
Stumped. He's out. Yes. Well bowled Illingworth. Chappell stumped. Not. Bowled Illingworth 30. O'Keefe not out 1. Australia 7 for 142, and Illingworth has 3 for 28. And well bowled. He picked Chappell's desire to come forward, the end of Greg Chappell, and probably the end of Australia's hopes.
Runs are really at a premium at the moment. 7 for 145. We've seen only 22 runs scored this morning in just on 70 minutes play. Here's a good shot from O'Keefe, and that's going to be 4 runs. A good shot from O'Keefe. O'Keefe now 7. Australia 7 for 149. It roused the Australian crowd here a little bit, but there's a long way to go. We have another, 74 runs to go. Seems like 1,074. The last ball of Illingworth's over to O'Keefe. Here's another good shot. It's going to be 4 again. Good hitting by O'Keefe. And that's 150 up for Australia. 7 for 153. O'Keefe moving on to 11. D'Oliveira to O'Keefe. Could be out caught. Yes, O'Keefe is out. Caught at backward square by Shuttleworth. Australia 8 for 154. O'Keefe out. Caught Shuttleworth, bowled D'Oliveira for 12. So Australia 8 for 154. It's just a matter of time now before the innings winds up and gives England a very good win indeed. They have thoroughly deserved to win this match. It's D'Oliveira bowling to Lilly. He's out caught. Lilly staying there. Yes, he's out. Lilly not at all happy with that either, it appears. In fact, he's looking at the fieldsman as he goes out. That was quite surprising. He's not at all happy. But umpire Rowan had no hesitation in giving him out. We couldn't see it, really, Frank.
No, the body of the batsman obscured.
Jenner facing Underwood. And that's it. Is it? Yes, he's out. That's the end of the match.
And 12 long years from the day Peter May's team lost on the Adelaide Oval, Ray Illingworth's side has triumphed in this magnificent Sydney Test. Illingworth, leading his men in splendid fashion, won the series 2-0, and he has a royal farewell from this great ground with his players cheering him off. 2 things have stuck in my mind from that match. The first one, Ray Illingworth having Greg Chappell stumped, and brilliantly stumped too, with the ball that floated away with the arm. That was a lovely dismissal for a spin bowler to be able to watch. And the other one was seeing you carried off the field there. That must have been a moment of great elation.
Precarious, I must admit, on top of those shoulders. But a very proud moment, Richie. And my wife had been able to come out for 3 weeks. She was there to see it as well. So, you know, for all the time that she'd given me off to play cricket, shall we say, not have any grumbles. It was a nice month for her as well.
Well, there was plenty to come because Ian Chappell had been captain of that match in Sydney. Bill Laurie had been removed from the captaincy by the Australian selectors, and Chappell brought the 1972 side across to England. First of all, England won the match at Old Trafford, and then there was Massey's match at Lord's. And then, Raymond, we had Headingley, Fusarium and
Underwood. And everybody thought that we'd brought Underwood back just for that particular match because of the wicket, but that wasn't true, because in fact I still wanted Norman Gifford to play, because we played 2 matches that had been just predominantly seam bowling. I didn't think he'd had a fair crack of the whip, and he really should have played at Headingley to have given him a fair chance, but anyway, he didn't. The ball, it was a bit damp, and I think that was what caused a lot of the problem, and Underwood cashed in on it. Obviously it's going to be a damp wicket. Underwood's the finest bowler in the world on that type of wicket.
And you got away to a pretty good start, although Australia won the toss and batted, so in fact they had the best of proceedings from that point of view.
Yes, I think they'd only lost about 1 wicket at lunch, so something like 70 for 1 at lunch, so really they'd done the hard work. But then they collapsed after that, and we really got on top after that.
Yes, the Australians did make a great start in that first innings, having won the toss, but then Ray Illingworth himself had a big influence on the way the innings proceeded.
And that's out, caught and bowled, tossed in the air. Ian Chappell's been bogged down for such a long time, going for the drive, but resulting only in a reasonable caught and bowl, low down to Illingworth's left.
Bowl him. That spun a tremendous amount from outside off stump. And Walters is the 5th wicket to fall. Trying to force away on the offside, a ball well outside off stump. And that could be out. Illingworth's coming around under it. It should be out. Quite safe. Marsh caught Illingworth, bowled Underwood, trying to hit the left-hander down the ground. You can see again now how this 6th wicket fell. Marsh coming down the pitch, hitting it away over mid-on, but getting, I think, an outside edge. The ball spiralling away out to mid-on, round about level with the umpire. Illingworth judged it nicely, but had to catch it away from the body in the end. Pulled it in close. He caught him! A great catch by Illingworth. That ball lifted and spun sharply, outside edge, flew to Illingworth, who knocked it up, dived away behind him. What a fine catch by the England captain. Australia 98 for 7 now, and look at this. The ball lands, spins, hits up the top of the bat. Illingworth going for it a second time, and a fine effort there. Well, there was nothing scintillating about the batting rate at that stage. It was all good, hard stuff, with the bowlers very much on top. And Ashley Mallett, the Australian off-spinner, not really reputed to give anything away, was suddenly the recipient of a couple of hammer blows.
And that's put away by Illingworth. So the second 6 we've seen down at that long on boundary. Ray Illingworth, 148. His last opportunity today is to reach the 50 mark, which will be one of the slowest in the history of Test match cricket between Australia. He's gone for the big one. That surely is it. Yes, it's bigger than that. I think it's over the ropes. Umpire Elliott having a look, signalling 6. So the last over of the day, Ray Illingworth going to his 50 with his second 6.
That was a great 104-run partnership between the skipper Ray Illingworth and John Snow, and it gave England a lead of 117 on that pitch. I can tell you it was a very, very handy lead. The Australian openers were Keith Stackpole and Ross Edwards in the second innings. I'm sorry to have to tell you that Ross Edwards was on a pair.
And he's out caught behind, and that's it. So poor Ross Edwards, after making a superb 170 not out at Trent Bridge, showing once again what a tremendous leveller this game of cricket is. Out for naught in the first innings, out for naught in the second innings. So a tremendous early breakthrough here from Jeff Arnold. And that ball going straight into Knott's hands again down the leg side, a little deflection. So Jeff Arnold to Ian Chappell. And that's out. A second one for Jeff Arnold, a little bit of outswinger. Ian Chappell gone for naught. Australia in dire trouble. Ball just moving a little shade away from him, not quite to the pitch. Well, there can be no blame on the wicket for the Australian score, standing at 7 for 2.
It's outside edge, D'Oliveira. Greg Chappell, that's spun back a long, long way. It hits, spins back sharply, outside edge, and it spirals away over Underwood's head. D'Oliveira comes around, positions himself nicely, no problems at all in the catch, and it's the third Australian wicket to go down. Greg Chappell caught by D'Oliveira, bowled Underwood for 13. Stackpole is out leg before wicket to Underwood. The fourth wicket to fall. 51 for 4 now, Australia.
Look at that, Walters has gone. That one turn and lift in a fine catch by Parfitt. Really gave Doug Walters little chance at all. Pitched absolutely perfectly, turned, flicked off his glove. This is the wicket of Walters. Parfitt making no mistake there at slip. Ball coming a little bit slowly to him, but a deflection off Alan Knott. So it's Marsh now facing Derek Underwood. Asking for a catch, and he's giving him out caught behind, and a little tickle. So a third catch there to Alan Knott in this innings. Rodney Marsh out, another wicket to Derek Underwood. He's really having a birthday here this afternoon. He's asking, and he's given him out, a little tickle under the pad. Underwood on the hat-trick, 2 in 2, and Verarity out for naught first ball. Pushing forward a little inside edge. Three short legs, a slip, a gully and a silly point, facing Ashley Mallet. Derek Underwood on the hat-trick. No inside edge on the pad, but applause there from his Kent colleague, applause from Tony Greig. Wonderful over by Derek Underwood. Congratulations from everybody around.
Mallet the batsman, Illingworth bowling. Bowl him straight between bat and pad. Nice piece of bowling there by Ray Illingworth. And good tactics to take off Underwood, bring himself on to take the wicket. His first of the innings, and Mallet defeated there by a ball that spun back quite a bit. Bowl him, spun from middle, hit off, and Lilly is the 9th wicket to go down. Australia still six runs short of making England bat again, and Lilly bowled by Underwood for 7. Bowl him, and that is the Ashes retained for England. Australia all out for 136. England made their